Hello and welcome to Cali Legends Media. Before I start, I want to apologize for that video I let out about that guy that was going around doing Richard Ramirez shit. You know, what happened was, I guess a homie from Eloyo sent it to a vato from Maravilla Projects, who sent it to me. So, you know, I took it as you know, some good information. I did a video on it. And when I got off from doing the video, I started doing some research, checking it out, and I couldn't find anything. And I'm like, what the fuck? And so I even told my wife, hey man, something's up. Hey, see if you could find this dude. So she started looking. She found something on Facebook about him. And then I received a text from one of my viewers saying, hey homie, you know what, I think this shit ain't real. Anyways, I want to apologize for that. Yeah, I got to do my due diligence before I put something out. What basically happened was I did a quick video on Ironwood State Prison, and an old friend of mine that's still in there, he's got life without parole, Mr. White. Well, in any case, after I was done doing all the work, I find out I can't get it monetized, which is cool. You know, I still went ahead. I released it. Anyways, I did the work, but I didn't care. I went ahead and released it without trying to get it monetized, hoping they don't flag me, you know. Anyways, so when I got this message, I said, okay, well, here's some content I could share with my subscribers, and that's what I try to do. Turned out it was all boo-boo. I apologize for that. I'll do my best to not let that happen again. Okay, so that already being said and done, I'm gonna move on to what this video is gonna be about. It's about the thumbnail. Okay, the place on the thumbnail is known as the Disneyland Hotel or the Disneyland Apartments. They're located on McDonald Street, between 6th Street and Hubbard. I remember my dad, when I was a little boy, he'd always say, you know, he'd get in a fight with my mom and all that, and he said, man, I'm just gonna go and get me rent me a little place right there at the Disneyland apartment, you know. Later on, when I started getting older, started doing my things in the street, during that time, my homeboys had control of those apartments. They lived in almost, either they lived or somebody that was involved with things lived in those apartments, each and every one of them. I lived in the very front one for a period of time, helping these two girls do their work, you know, and taking care of the house, taking care of them, that, you know, nobody got out of hand or anything. And I lived there for a short period of time doing that. My primo lived way in the back upstairs with the homegirl from Fort Maravilla, and you know, he did his thing up there. I had a homegirl, Kita, living on one side. Another homeboy from Eloyo lived in the back with his old lady. In other words, it was mostly homies, and if they weren't homies, they were moving cosa, you know. A lot of things went down there in those apartments. My homeboy Smiley, baby Smiley, he got shot in the eye. He was trying to rob one of the connects there, you know. Era Marimacha, and she shot through the door, through the little glass on the door, and it hit him in the eye. Good thing it was only like a 22. I don't know if he lost his vision, but he didn't lose his eye, you know. Nevertheless, you could tell there was some injury there. Another time, me and my homeboy Diablo, we tried to roll this dude, man, in the driveway. And we were done. It was a done deal, you know? And we were leaving. But when I was walking out of those apartments and I looked down the street, I seen a black and white. So I ducked back in. Little did I know, Diablo went back to the dude who was laid on the floor, acting like he was still knocked out, and started checking him again. And dude jumped up and poked him twice with the fierro. Yeah, that went all bad. I mean, he was okay. You know, I took him home. His wife was highly upset. I don't blame her. You know, I think she kind of blamed me for it. It wasn't my fault, but I kind of got the heat for that one from her. And Diablo ended up being my wife's godfather. You know, I find out later on when we're going through pictures, she told me that Diablo was her godfather, and her mom was the compadre, her mom. The father was already, my wife's father's already deceased, but the mom said, yeah, that was Diablo, and you know, so he was in my wife's life and in my life too. You know, rest in peace, Diablo. He passed away. Actually, also passed away, my primo. Smiley's still around. Yeah, I remember one time, these three old cats, man, from they were from different barrios, try to book me, right? They backed me up these stairs, man, and they all had like scissors. They had some like weird fierros. You know, they didn't have a regular knife. You think here in the street you have a buck knife or something. No, they came at me with fierros and like knives you see in the pinta, you know. And they were trying to poke me and shit. You know, I'm fighting with all three of them, backing them up the stairs, trying to, you know, avoid getting stabbed and shit. Man, them viejitos were on me. I had to flip over the fence, man. Otherwise, they were gonna get me backed up into a corner there, and they would have had their way. They were old pintos, you know. They knew what they were hip to the skip, you know. Anyways, yeah. So much happened in those apartments. I made a video of me and my homeboy Blackbird doing something to another marimacha that lived in the back, another Smiley. Both of them were named Smiley. The one that shot my homeboy Smiley in the eye was named Smiley, and the one that me and Blackbird robbed was named Smiley also, you know, whose Blackbird's also deceased. Anyways, yeah, when we walked in, man, she had that 12 gauge, and she was trying to cock it or take it off safety or something, you know, and I just ran in and I grabbed the rifle from her before she had a chance to figure it out, you know, and took it from her, you know, along with the stash and the money, everything. Anyways, that's the time that they shot my car, and it was the same Grand Prix. Just happened to be the same Grand Prix in the story about me in Tokyo when they robbed me, you know. So like what comes around goes around, right? Anyways, if you've seen that video, you know that the guy that girl Smiley was selling for later on tried to shoot me at Los Compadres down at the corner. I did a video on Los Compadres also. Anyways, this is why I'm doing this video, okay? This is the whole point. I was driving around today, you know, and I went down a dead end. It's called Wyman. And that's a dead end that I hung around a lot from the 6th grade to the 7th grade. I had a car already, you know, so I couldn't go nowhere in that car except around the corner from my house where I lived and down to the dead end to Wyman's house, you know. And then I had to call the pad and let Pops know, hey, I'm over here already. I'm going to be kicking back here, you know, and I'll let you know when I'm going to go back to the pad. Once in a while, Pops and Mom will drive down Wyman to see if I'm parked down there or not, you know, because if I wasn't, then my driving privilege at that age will be taken away. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I was 11 years old. But yeah, I had a car. That's another story. It was a 66 Chevy Impala, fixed up, nice. My brother was fixing it up. He was missing with the guys from the Sons of Soul. Ended up going to the service. Anyways, that's another video. So I drove down that block, right? I drove down that block and I was looking at the various houses where the people that I interacted with from that age all the way to high school lived. Of course, they don't live there anymore, you know. A lot of them are deceased. Some of them, I don't know where they're at. You know, I haven't seen them in years. People like Alice Rodarte, Tootsie, David Seipert, a gang of people. I know everybody on the block, man, and they're all gone. They're all gone. They're all doing their lives. A lot of them are deceased, you know. And when I left there, you know, it was nostalgic for me going down the block. You know, a lot of memories were coming to me. A lot of things that I did the first time in my life I did on that block. You know, everything from being with a girl to getting high to firing a gun, you know. And that's the block I got in my neighborhood on, you know, later on, years later. But the point of this is I left that block with a lot of thoughts, you know. And then I drove around my neighborhood, you know, and I was still on that type of thought process, you know, remembering different people who aren't with us anymore. And, you know, I was just thinking like how quickly life went by, you know, and now all these people, they're all gone, you know. There's still a few around, you know, more than a few, but the great majority of them have either passed on. Some of them are very sick, very old. You know, life is short. Life is short, man. It goes by so quickly. And sometimes I still feel like I'm wasting a part of my life by not doing certain things that I want to do. And it's not because I don't want, you know, like I want to do them and I don't do them, not because any other reason. It's just that it's hard for me, you know, like, because a lot of times I don't feel good. A lot of times I'm in a lot of pain. You know, there's just different things that keep me from being able to participate in things that I would like to participate on, you know. And I was thinking, and I was talking to one of the homies about that, and he was explaining to me, he was an older homie, he's older than me. And he was just telling me, hey, Lucky, you know, that's just the way life is, man. It's just part of life, you know. Some of us grow old better than others, you know, and some of us get older and get certain injuries or do certain things when we're young that we pay for when we get older, you know. And acaba de chingar, I run into a homie, my homie Popeye, right? And the homie's not doing too good right now. I mean, health-wise, he has some issues, but he's not in the best situation that he could be in at his age, you know. He did a lot of time in the joint. I met him years ago when he had gotten out. Well, he went back, and he's out again, you know. He didn't remember meeting me when I met him at Los Compadres at the store down on the one I did the video about. He didn't remember meeting me there. He didn't even remember meeting me a month and a half ago when they told me he was out and around. I went over there and I talked to him and reminded him that I had met him before and we talked, and he didn't remember, you know. So, you know, he's older than me, not much, but a little bit, you know. And he spent so many years incarcerated, like my homeboy Capone that I talked about, from a juvenile, you know, till a very mature adult, you know, very late in his life, that he's no longer going to prison now. He don't live in California. He lives in another state, and he's doing good. And you know, he's not caught up in the things he was caught up in, you know. Thank God, you know. It's not an easy thing to do. It's not an easy change, I guess. Not even for older vatos, you know. You know, but today, just driving around and stopping in front of the Disneyland hotel and remembering everything, that just, it was like a flood of memories that came to me, and just thinking in my mind who's around. Really, the only one that's still around is baby Smiley, you know. Everybody else, they're gone, you know. And it doesn't seem that long ago that we were fucking around in those apartments, you know, at the Disneyland. You know, I got busted there for possession of sales. The girl that I robbed had snitched on me before we robbed her. She had snitched on me, and they took me to jail under a different pretense. But when I got to the jail, they had the watch commander sign permission for them to check me, because they had received information that I had something, you know, in Wes Watson's favorite place to keep things, you know. So the watch commander or the captain, whoever he was, gave the detectives permission. They came in, and man, they had me squatting cops so many times till finally I just couldn't hold I had just had it cheeked, but with some paper towels, because I did it real fast, because I was watching through the window when the detectives were down there and the Judas were down there. They were talking to that hyena, and then I went in and we threw everything out the back window, and I got the clavo and I wrapped it in a paper towel, and then just like I just cheeked it. But for some reason the Jura couldn't see it, but he kept making me crouch, and I was trying to like keep it from falling, and in the end that motherfucker fell out, and I caught a possession for sales, you know. Anyways, all of that, and just in that one building, you know. If I drove around, I could tell you so many stories on almost every block right here in the barrio, you know. But, you know, like I said, I was just thinking about things, and all the stuff I went through for so many years, and it was just a waste of time, you know. What I benefited from was a little bit of time compared to my entire life. I say it was a little bit of time that I focused on my job and my family, because most of the time I was focused in the street and getting high, you know. And anybody watching this, man, I highly advise you, man, don't waste your life like that. And you don't have a lot of time to be fucking around. Life goes by like this, man. Time you know it, everybody's dead or dying, and you're waiting in line, homie. This is my video for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that it reaches whoever it needs to get to. Thank you for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I mean, it just takes a second, and you have nothing to lose, and it really helps. It really helps the channel. Hit that like button. Very important to get the videos moving through the algorithm. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching, people. Whatever you do, man, be careful. Make good decisions. Stay free. God bless you and your family. See you on the next one.